Welcome to Pandora's box. This is our freezer that is in the kitchen that has anything and everything inside of it. So in an effort to start cleaning it out and also to save on groceries, we are doing a no spend meal challenge and finding meals and foods that are already in the freezer. So as you can see, we need to dig down low and way at the back of the freezer to find everything that is hidden in here and sort things out. Who knows what we will find, but together we will get it done. So we found some pies that was really good, and we have found some chips. Clearly I was in another world because there are no veggies on this plate, but you know what? Fed is fed, and that's what counts. Here is our second freezer that we have in the shed, and sometimes I will go here to find things that I actually have organized, like these chicken schnitzels. So I knew there were no chicken schnitzels in the freezer in the kitchen, so I've come here to find some things still, because then we don't have to buy anything. We have everything that's here. We're going to grab some carrots that you might have seen me separate on the meal prep video, and also I did find the cauliflower bake that was in the kitchen freezer, and of course we've got corn as well. So it's how we can start putting bits and pieces together by dividing everything from a mixed veggie bag and then only using what we need. Back to the big freezer, and you can start seeing there I've got things in there that I've meal prepped from before. The cream was in the Ziploc bags, and I'm just going through and showing you a few different parts of the drawers and stuff that we do have organized. This was one thing that I was really trying to keep on top of. I think I've done a pretty good job, but this was a couple of weeks ago as well. I can tell you right now, it doesn't look like that now. It's a bit crazy, but we'll sort it out together and we will get there. So here I had pre-cooked some sweet and sour chicken that, again, you probably would have seen on one of the meal prep videos. We just cooked the rice and then put that all together. Now we're back to that freezer again because I know that there are chips in here. I've been trying, when I go shopping, to grab things like chips or, as you see, ice cream, because I can hide it in here and then no one knows that it's in here. So ice cream I've been able to make last quite a few weeks rather than it just disappearing after a couple of nights, because it's hidden and nobody knows that it's here. And then, like I said, when I do the food shopping and I'll get something like chips or whatnot, I just bring it straight to this really big freezer, because then it's out of the way of the little freezer. I will come out at least once or twice a week to collect a few different bits and pieces for dinner, and I forget what's in here because, like I said, as soon as I meal prep it and organize it, I'm just chucking it into this big freezer, so then it's out of the kitchen freezer, so it's making my job a little bit easier to sort everything out. So we're going to grab some bits and pieces from here and get dinner organized. We have a base here of a chicken curry that probably came from my mum's house. I don't know. But either way, it's in the freezer. We need to get it out. And look, we now have a hole. And there's something hidden back there for sure. So we'll dig that out later. And so I got a roast chook and I pulled apart some of the meat to throw it in there, and also chopped up some carrots and pre-cooked them to mix it all through just to help bulk it up. We cooked some rice. My son would have had a massive bowl of rice on its own, and then we added the base mix on top, and it made such a quick meal, which was so good for a busy night. I tried to have a system in this freezer that down the bottom would be all of the veggies, and I've done a pretty good job of keeping it that way, but every now and again it gets mixed up and I do have to kind of dig through and see what's there. So sometimes when I'm organizing dinner, it is exactly that. Let's have a dig through and just double check the things that are here. I kind of have an idea, but I always need to just go through and check, and then I'm always checking little crevices because I'm often looking for things that I know are in here, but I'm just trying to figure out where they are. Exactly like looking for these peas. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but I found them. So yeah, tonight's dinner, funny, I have no idea what the other main thing was that I cooked. So I know I'm cooking these leftover bits of broccoli and cauliflower, and then I've got some peas and carrots because my son and I both like peas with corn in there, so I've cooked those. And then I think I must have had probably some chicken nuggets on the side for the children and some chips as well, which I haven't shown here at all, but I have got for myself a linguine chicken pasta dish, which is funny because no one else really in the house would eat it except hubby and me, so I have no idea what I was cooking. But yeah, some of these videos are more me digging through the freezer looking for bits and pieces, and then sometimes by the time dinner came I completely changed my mind. So there's no end result for what the picture is, or I was in such a hurry just to get it cooked, and I figured because we have the same meals over and over again, I probably had the footage in my phone already, but clearly no. And also because I'm doing this one-handed, stuff gets put down and moved around and then I forget to refilm. So yeah, I'm trying to get some chicken pesto balls out here for my son's dinner. I think you'll see the end result of that, but anyway, yeah, earlier you would have seen me pull out some beef pieces that are here. I'm just going to brown them off and saute them, and I have this leftover curry base that my mum gave me from her freezer. She was doing a massive clean out, so we're just going to add that into here. I added in some extra carrots and just bulked it out a bit, and then made some mashed potato on the side. And then here is my son's dinner with the little potato gems that I found, and I did get the arancini balls out of the freezer. I found some burger buns marked down, which was good because I knew that I had these beef burgers patties. They came from in there but right out the back. As I said, I haven't been able to always film one-handed and dig through. And then my son and daughter had chicken burgers as well. Again, I don't have any footage of the actual finished meal. It probably just was one of those standard things. So another dig through, because we're also trying to clean out part of the fridge. So we have some leftover chicken, we have some leftover wine. I know, what, leftover wine? No one in the house really drinks the wine that's there. They know it's for cooking, so it can last a while. And we have the frozen cream that I always throw in here. Now I am putting cream into Ziploc bags to freeze, which you would have seen in the meal prep video, but in early days I just threw the whole container in there. It only takes about 30 seconds to defrost in the microwave, and then I throw it all together. So more digging through the freezer, we have found this piece of beef roast, and I'm glad that I did find it because it was way down the back of the freezer. And here are some of the veggies that I pre-cooked. It's so good just to be able to grab them out, and then I know it's chopped, ready to go, and I just have to throw them in the oven. And then we have a delicious roast dinner for a cold night because that's what's happening. And then my son's standard chicken nuggets. Back to the shed freezer, and again looking through some of the pre-portioned things that we have in here. So we have some chicken Kievs, chips and veg for hubby and myself, and the children had some chicken bowls. That would have been my son's, and yes, that's right, my daughter had some of the triangles that was in the little freezer that you would have seen in the drawer earlier this video as well. I often throw a lot of things in here that I have no idea what to do with, and then I have to try and figure out how to best use them later. I am not a bits and pieces cook. I sort of like to do a whole meal thing. So yeah, I don't often buy markdown things unless I have a clear idea, and clearly I thought I knew what I was doing when I got these midi bread rolls, but yeah, no idea. But they did come in perfect tonight because we have a leftover chicken casserole that I had made, and it's not enough for 3 people, just for 2. So I found this ricotta spinach ravioli in the freezer. I'm going to make that up for my daughter, as well as some leftover chicken nuggets, and we'll put all of that together for dinner. So we've made a bit of a dent on the freezer, which I am super happy with. So give me a thumbs up for my effort. I would so appreciate that. And subscribe, because we are still cleaning out the freezer, finding more meals and things to cook, and doing a complete freezer overhaul. And then we'll have a tour coming up as well. I appreciate you watching so much. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.